A question that has often been asked of me by the candidates who are appearing for their master's orals or their mates orals is the difference between the letter of protest and note of protest. So I thought I'll make this short video for the benefit of those who are going for their orals examination, just so that you know what each of them stands for and how they are applied, what documents are required. So C protest, I'll start with C protest, which is also known as note of protest. Okay, so a C protest is lodged in examples where if vessel had to deviate from its intended track or intended course or intended passage due to, for example, let's say a tropical revolving storm or ice presence in the sea, and due to all this, it arrives after the scheduled date. So many a times when the vessel is under a charter party clause or a charter party agreement, or even if it's a liner vessel which is operating under strict deadlines of arrival and departure, then in such cases, of course, the vessel is often then subjugated to some fines, or the owner has to pay the cargo or the shipper extra money or fines because the vessel has arrived late. But sea protest protects the master legally as well as the ship owner legally, because cases like tropical revolving storm ice are beyond the control of the master and hence of course the ship owner as well. The sea protest is considered as a sworn affidavit to whomsoever it concerns, and it is addressed to before the notary and the consulate or the judicial magistrate. Other examples where sea protest may be lodged is where damage is due to heavy weather, grounding, collision, vessel dragging anchors and master letting go second anchor to prevent collision, and the anchors are sometimes let go to prevent an accident, or rather when we say let go, we may also lose the anchor sometimes in some cases, or even damage caused to cargo due to shipping seas. Lodging a sea protest and documents required would include relevant logbook details, and this is where the importance of logging each and every event, no matter how insignificant you may consider in the logbook, becomes very important. Then you also have the master's report, which includes the report of witnesses, photographic evidence, signed testimonials. You will also include weather reports, copies of navigational warnings, NAVTEX reports, weather facsimiles, whatever you can gather in which supports the your claim of the weather that you experienced during the voyage, as well as lots and lots of photographic evidence if you can. How to write a sea protest? Well, in the sea protest, you start with identifying yourself, identifying the vessel, the details of the vessel, and the vessel's port of arrival and port of destination. So where was it en route from and going to? What kind of weather was encountered? And most of the times you spend some time here, or rather some space here, in detailing the weather details. So include every relevant detail that you think is important. The damage details, of course, here it has to be very descriptive, very specific. You should include a lot of photographs, and person reading the sea protest should be able to easily understand what kind of damage was sustained by the vessel here. Include the lines towards the end after that. After you detail the report, include this line specially, which says hereby noting protest and preserving the right to extend. So this is something that the master must include in their sea protest. In case of grounding and damage to vessel, make sure that you include a copy of these reports to the hull and machinery underwriters. And if cargo is also damaged, then include the P&I or the Protection and Indemnity Club in correspondence as well. Finally, what is a letter of protest? Well, a letter of protest is actually, in contrast, lodged in objection to operational practices which can give rise to a claim. Example being, if when loading cargo in tankers, if there is a difference between ship's figure of the cargo and the shore figure of cargo loaded. Alright, if you are not on tankers, you're on cargo ships, you may take the example of bunkers being loaded as well. So if there is a significant difference between the amount of bunkers that the shore suppliers are claiming that the vessel loaded and the vessel's own figures, then you may also lodge a letter of protest. Also, any damages sustained due to practices by the port stevedores or cargo operators or crane operators may also come under the letter of protest. So this was a major difference between letter of protest and sea protest. One basically covers the acts of God and natural causes, or actions taken to prevent collisions, or keeping in mind the safety of the crew, ship and cargo. And the other one, letter of protest, deals mainly with the errors that arise due to the operational practices of the external stakeholders. Pretty much the system, the lodging system is pretty much the same. You have to collect as much evidence as you can and support it with witness statements, photographic evidence, testimonials. Try to get the guilty parties involved as well. So if the shore party has actually caused the damage, then make sure that you prepare a report and get their signature as well immediately, because like damaged containers being loaded and all that can also come under the letter of protest. And letter of protest is also lodged if the person which is guilty or the parties that are guilty refuse to take responsibilities. That is case also you can lodge a letter of protest on master's behalf. Alright, so I hope this video was useful for you to understand the difference between a note of protest and letter of protest. Let me know what you thought about this video. Bye guys.